This is absolutely ridiculous. The Boston Red Sox are hosting the New York Mets right now, and both Walker Buehler and Alex Cora were both ejected from the game in the top of the third inning. Now, both of these guys were returning for one reason or another. Obviously, Buehler was returning from injury, and Alex Cora missed one day just yesterday due to his daughter's graduation. They both returned today for a game in Fenway Park hosting the New York Mets. And 3 innings into the game, they are both thrown out. I'm here to break down really what happened, how Walker Buehler really looked in his return from injury, as well as how this could spark this Red Sox team going forward. We'll break down all of that on this episode of Red Sox Digest. First, please do remember to subscribe to the channel if you're a part of the near 90% watching this video not currently subscribed. Go down, click the subscribe button to stay up to date on everything Boston Red Sox. We do appreciate all the love and support, so thank you guys. But now let's get to it and break down one hell of a welcome back party for Walker Buehler and Alex Cora. Now, Walker Buehler was returning from injury for the first time since the 26th, I believe, of last month. I have his game logs here. Yes, the 26th from last month. And then I'm kind of at a loss of words here. It just happened in the top of the third inning. They are now going into the bottom of the fifth as we speak. The game is currently on, and Narvaez is walking into the plate to face Clay Holmes. But this entire game started in has now entirely flipped because the umpire, the home plate umpire, just simply he missed a call, and Walker called him on it, and he didn't like what he said. He got very very combative, if you will. He was very confrontational in the moment. He immediately ripped off his headgear and approached Walker Buehler, who never left the clay area. He really never left the mound. Yes, he was in front of the rubber, but once again, he really never left the clay. He was still on the mound by definition, if you will. Carlos Narvaez, first pitch swinging. Carlos Narvaez is the starting catcher of the Boston Red Sox until he loses his leg or something. Because this guy, this dude is the truth. This guy's awesome. But back to what is going on. So here's the pitch. Yes, it shows you all four pitches because I took the screenshot following Benny coming in relief for Walker Buehler. So Walker threw the first two pitches to Juan Soto. Now the first one he missed. Not going to argue. The second one was a slider down and in to Juan Soto. Now, the problem was Lindor had just walked the at-bat prior. Now, could you argue that the umpire missed another call in that at-bat? Yes, you could. But that is not where the drama really spurted from. Yes, could have been, hey, you missed another call. What the hell is going on? No, it was right down the middle, and I'm going to play a clip for you guys. It's very short. I can't play all of the clips that are all circling around Twitter, or the internet in that sense, really. Go to Twitter, go to Instagram, look up anything that's to do with the Red Sox, and you will get an ample amount of angles in different videos that show you what is going on. But first, again, the second pitch that you see that is in a green circle, that is because it is labeled as a ball on the Real Sports app. Obviously, it is in the box. It was not a ball. If you watch the clip in real time, it didn't look like a ball. Now, Narvaez did shoot up, and his pop time was phenomenal. Once again, back to the point that he is the best catcher on the Red Sox right now, the best available catcher for the Red Sox right now. And when he did that, I guess you could make the argument that the home plate ump could not see the entire pitch location and really everything going on at home plate due to Narvaez popping up immediately once that pitch was on the way because Lindor had already broke for second base. Regardless, Buehler obviously lets the play happen. The throw down the second. Lindor beat the throw by a few inches. Buehler then turns from second to look to first and sees the home plate umpire throw up 2-0. Now, in doing so, Buehler kind of was a bit shocked like everyone else, but he kind of was stunned in the sense that he didn't immediately start jumping up and down, throwing his hat and cussing out the umpire and telling him he's horrible at what he does, and his eyes were closed. He looked at him, kind of hands by his sides, asking what the heck is going on. Devers solo shot. Two solo shots for the Red Sox in this inning. Up 2-0 in the bottom of the fifth. They're getting the Clay Holmes at the midway point of this game. This is awesome. 104 off the bat for Devers to left center field. Tanner Houck is holding the cover to the phone in the dugout that Alex Cora ended up breaking following him going out to the mound in defense of Walker Buehler being thrown out of the game. He did have some French language for the home plate umpire when he told him to get, quote, back on the mound, despite, again, like we mentioned earlier, never leaving the clay area and leaving the mound in general. Now, Red Sox Royal Rooter went on to tweet, Cora broke the dugout phone on his way out after being ejected. Again, I cannot play it for you because there are way too many clips and I don't want to get copyright issues. Again, I can tag some down below in the description if you'd like the immediate link. He was not happy. He came storming out of the dugout after Walker Buehler was immediately ejected. It seems like that confrontation was only a few seconds long, and all of the confrontation came from the home plate umpire. And despite that, Buehler was immediately ejected. Cora came firing out of the dugout, and again, was immediately thrown out of that game after probably 90 seconds of chewing out the umpire's ear. He had to be held back by the third base umpire. All hell really just broke loose for the Boston Red Sox. And thankfully, Benny was able to come into that game, get out of the inning, despite having runners on second and third. Following that inning, he ended up walking, obviously, Juan Soto, like we mentioned earlier. But he was down 2-0 to start that count. Juan Soto has a phenomenal eye to begin. So it is what it is. You're okay. You got out of the inning unscathed. And now the Red Sox find themselves up 2-0. And again, Devers' solo shot, Carlos Narvaez' solo shot. The Red Sox offense is looking very, very good, and Carlos Narvaez is an absolute problem amongst the rest of the MLB, not just the American League Division or the American League Conference in the AL East Division. Now, Buehler, up to that point in the game, through the top of the third inning, he only faced 10 batters. He hit 2 guys. That is where the command really started to slip. He did walk 1. Overall, did not give up a hit through top of the third, that 2 1/3 innings, if you will, that he did actually get to go through. It was impressive to watch him work. Coming back from injury, he looked good. Obviously, there was a bit of command issues. He wasn't fully back into his groove. He had a lot of full counts. A lot of the Mets batters were able to work good at-bats against Walker. But again, a lot of bright points from someone who missed a lot of time, missing damn near a full month. Yes, it is the 20th, so almost a month since the last time Walker Buehler was actually pitching in the big leagues, which is a substantial amount of time to be missed. Now, since Alex Cora was ejected in this game in the top of the third inning, Raymond Vasquez is now going to be the Red Sox manager for the rest of this game. Now, there was 5 2/3 of the game remaining. Now there is going to be, it's the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. So 4 1/3 inning remaining in this game. The Red Sox find themselves up 2-0. Wilyer Abreu just hit a ball 105 off the bat right at Jeff McNeil out at second base. And that is the end of the 5th inning. But again, they are up 2-0 with 2 solo shots from Devers as well as Narvaez, both to left center field over the Green Monster, just barely getting out. But the end result is still the same. So yes, Buehler returns from injury and is immediately ejected after arguing a horrible call. Shocker. And then obviously Alex Cora then returns because he missed his daughter's graduation, I believe from Boston College. I'm pretty sure, could be wrong there. But again, graduating from college, it's a big day. It's a big milestone. He missed yesterday's game, and he was catching some slander all over the internet from these guys. I'm not even going to mention their names and plug their program, but it is a radio station, and Boston Media Critic went on to tweet about it and really highlighting it, and it did catch a lot of waves. Obviously, Chris Cotillo went on to write an article about it himself. I will tag that down below in the description as well if you want to read it in its totality. But again, the point is, Alex Cora makes a return after missing 1 day. Walker Buehler makes a return after missing an entire month. And they both last 2 2/3 innings, 2 1/3 innings into the game against the Mets. And they are then both ejected. It's just a wonderful game that we love in the game of baseball. And I hope the Red Sox are able to win this game in return to both of these guys being thrown out of this game. Up to this point, they look pretty damn good. It's going to be a lot of the bullpen's attention for the remainder of this game. Obviously, getting 5 2/3 of this game in the command of the bullpen, and really it's up to them with Walker being thrown out of this game. So it's going to be a big test for them, someone who has really been in the wrong side of things, in the wrong side of the conversations, if you will, when it comes to the overall skill and overall production from this bullpen. So a big moment for them to go out there and prove themselves and get a big spark going, not only for the bullpen, but the bats and the team in its entirety to really bounce back after 2 of their main pieces in a massive game, both of them in a return in some sense, in one way or another. both being ejected. So look for this to really spark the Red Sox if they can hold on, get some offense, continuing to roll here as well to add on to that 2-0 lead, and really to get a spark amongst the entirety of this team. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're part of the near 90% currently not subscribed, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Red Sox Digest.